Film Club.
So I like the ribbed pattern.
Thank you very much for joining us for one more round.
You got me.
And
in front of me.
welcome back to another episode of Film
Should've
Club.
caught on there.
We are here, Film Club, episode 21. This week in Film Club, we have been watching... Oh, I did it. The beautiful bastard doing the drum roll right now is one of your hosts, Andy Dalton. And I'm your other host, Andy Harrison.
Submarine.
Thank you.
Submarine.
So sick.
Submarine.
There was a bit, right, during last week's episode when we had Rick on, where like you were doing a bit of this and a bit of this, and like...
You did it as well.
Yeah, but there was no way I was going to hit, like, when I was editing, there was no way I was going to hit all those different cues for, like,
You did it for Trainspot and you went like that.
I did.
And
You couldn't help it.
That's hilarious. I actually noticed that was funny.
It was weird doing it without you.
Thanks for
It was very strange.
A nice beard.
You watched the episode.
Well, I only need the part until they actually go on about Trainspot because I still need to watch it.
And then you got bored and turned it off.
Yes.
So Submarine.
It's, yeah, I dare say it's set in the 70s. It looks like it's set in the 70s. And it's about a young quirky kid who is in school, and it's kind of like about his life and his little year that he's got going by, and it's like a nod to the a nod to being a teenager, adolescence, but it's like got these quirky kind of things. It's directed by Richard Ayoade.
Now, we've butchered some names on the show before, right. But that was a special one.
Ayoade, isn't it?
I think it's Richard Ayoade.
Ayoade, yeah, but I always go Ayoade. Anyway, and he's got this lovely bit of quirkiness, and it kind of goes through his life, and he has like problems, like family problems and girlfriend stuff. It's lovely. Well, there we go. What do you think of it?
So, one thing, I'm not sure if this is supposed to be 70s or not.
It's got that 70s feel. It's got that, which I'll go into it now. Let's start with the colour.
I kind of got the impression it was meant to be like timeless.
There's a lot of it it's a modern day.
Yeah.
But then there's that fucking brown and orange, which is 70s all over.
Yeah.
The mullet of his neighbour, the look of his mum and dad. Like, his mum dresses pure fucking 50s kind
There's
of
definitely
70s.
the fashion sense is definitely like it feels misplaced from the time.
Yeah. Whether it's just the quirkiness brought in.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
But I just got it from the actual colour grading. Yeah, you could argue there's a timeless sense to this, but it's like Her.
Yeah. Well, I think, actually, you're probably right. Whereas Her was like, it was kind of timeless, but meant to be definitely future. Like, the other thing was like, it was timeless, but future.
But the
this
thing
is
about
like
Her as well,
timeless, but slightly past.
It is. I mean, if you think about some of the stuff he uses, the thing with Her as well is, a bit of trivia time, is fashion works on a cycle. So eventually that kind of whole like high-waisted will come in.
Yeah, true.
In fact, I bought a pair of jeans the other day, and they were great fit the legs, but they came all the way up to the... I felt like Simon Cowell, mate.
Next, you'll be falling in love with Siri.
Cheers. So if we start, one of the things I really loved about this film, it's one of the things I wanted to put up with you. Yeah, well, we'll probably do it later on, but anyway, is colour grading.
Yeah.
This film had some weird, but also quite lovely, again, added to the quirkiness of the film. Like, the personality is very quirky. You got the kid, he's just a fucking quirky quirk. But,
quirky quirk.
But you've also got the style of the film. There's some brilliant. I like it anyway. It faced to red quite a few times through.
Yeah, it's odd that I was trying to put a finger on like why exactly he was doing it.
Like, there's a piercing. I'm going to put it there. There's a piercing where it goes into the logs and it goes into red, then it kind of goes another thing. Sometimes it might have gone into the redness of her coat. There seemed to be a red feel to this film.
I wonder if that's what he was doing with the fade to red. Was that supposed to emphasize her character in some way? Was that him thinking about a character? Like, I can't quite remember when those fades to red happened, but they definitely like hit me as being like, that's an interesting choice.
Yes, it is, because you don't really see that anywhere, do you?
No.
Like, and it caught me. I was like, why are you doing it? But it works.
Yeah.
I quite like that.
No, it's great. It's a great colour scheme. Like, throughout, you got this kind of wash of blue throughout the whole thing. Everything's kind of a wash with blue, which is, I guess, it's to do with the nature of how he's feeling, what he's going through, like the way his parents are currently like acting.
Yeah.
And then she stands out like crazy because like I think Monster's like kind of grim, dark blue. She's like this one red thing. She's this one red thing that stands out amongst all the darkness.
Burgundy, but yeah.
Close enough.
Oh no, I got 20% battery. So yeah, it's the colour grading's one of the things to look at for this film. The other part is, I quite like how self-referential this film is in the sense of, what is it? Aspect ratios. and how he sometimes uses like 16mm film and stuff like that.
Oh God, yeah.
Great scene. There's a great scene where he's on about, I think he's on about his death. He's like, there'll be a montage of my life that'll, if it had production value, it would do this, but instead I'll have to do a slow zoom out.
Slow zoom out. Yeah.
That was superb.
Yeah.
Superb.
And my other favourite one, I thought you were going to go for there, is when he's saying, and all the memories play back in Super 8.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, it does. So you have this Super 8 footage, and it's well done.
Yeah.
It's really well done.
So cool.
Like it's great because Richard Ayoade, it's his debut. It's his debut.
Yeah, which is crazy. Like this is a really brilliantly stylistic film for a debut feature.
It's very artsy, but at the same time, it's got a great personality feel to it.
Do you know what the style of it, by the way, remind me of quite heavily?
Go on.
Wes Anderson.
There's a great shot, and thankfully you said that. There's a great shot, I think it's down a corridor in the school, and I hope you put this up there as well. It's coming down the school, it does a zoom out, then it switches around, it's on a corner corridor, and it follows him as it goes down.
Yeah.
It's a bit like actually some of those Social Network scenes we were on about a couple of weeks ago, but it's also very Wes Anderson because he's got this kind of image and he goes out that way, doesn't he? And then he goes like that.
Yeah.
And this, again, it was very, to use a word I overused the other week, reminiscent of it.
His work, I think, in terms of the way he's moving the camera, a lot of it's more three-dimensional than what Wes Anderson does. Wes Anderson tends to stick these
incredible
flat aspect movements.
Yeah.
Whereas like what he's doing instead is a bit more three-dimensional, but like the characters really remind me of, I've seen Moonrise Kingdom.
Yeah, they do.
They remind me of the characters in Moonrise Kingdom.
We're going to have to do that as well. That's a great film. We have to do Wes Anderson. In fact, we'll do it.
Have we done any Wes Anderson yet?
No, we're going to do it after the next one.
Oh, spoilers.
Yeah, so we'll do it in 2 weeks' time. Sorry. Yeah. Wilhelm scream. No.
We should mention, every so often, if we ever do that and we stop and we laugh, it's because someone tried to get in the door.
We locked
the door.
So it was like, what happened there?
So every so often you hear this like, as someone like comes up against the door.
If you want to, what was it? The character, now you're on about Moonrise Kingdom. I've actually done notes for this week, so I've got a few things to go to, but it's kind of like going, waving at each other. So it's helping.
Sorry. What character are we talking about?
The kid, I can't remember his name. Let me just go on. Can you haven't even used
Stephen.
That. Can you?
I don't know his name.
Lloyd. No, Lloyd's his dad. Anyway.
Patrick.
No. Oh, not this again.
Alan.
So the kid, he's in a film, a really good film that was out on Netflix in 2016 with Paul Rudd called The Fundamentals of Caring. And he had this really good quirky character to him. Quirky. This film is just quirky all over, so I'll use that. He had this great kind of character to him in that film, in The Fundamentals of Caring. And it was actually quite a good film.
Do you want his character name or do you want his actor name?
His name, it's Roberts, isn't it? Craig Roberts. Craig Roberts.
Who plays Oliver Tate.
Oliver Tate. Do you know who he reminds me of?
Go on.
A younger Martin Freeman.
Oh, yeah. That is a really good call.
Yeah.
He does. He's got a certain like, kind of look about him.
And it's the way he goes like that. And it's...
The curmudgeoniness about him as well.
Like proper Bilbo Baggins in The Hobbit.
Yeah.
Proper... what's the film that might... Fargo, the TV series.
Yeah.
Proper...
Yeah, it's a good call.
Channeling Martin Freeman in this. And it's great.
He feels like Martin Freeman crossed with Tom Holland.
I like that. Tom Holland, so Spider-Man for those that don't know Tom Holland. And it's really cool. It's really cool. He's got this... I like how he does his inner monologues alongside the way he speaks to the girl. And he's a complete dick. Like,
yeah.
It's almost like he's got these kind of social kind of problems with it. Like, he doesn't know how to speak to someone properly.
Yeah,
he just says the proper stuff, but...
He's a dick, but you like him still?
Oh, God,
that's
the
weird thing.
He's hilarious.
Like, I know we talked about already as a debut, this is a great example of a director in Richard Ayoade, but to make a character both unlikable and likable at the same time, that's a really difficult thing to balance.
She says at the end, you're a big dick, and he goes, I know. But he's like, maybe that's his journey, and realises that he is this awkward person, but she makes it, you take it what you want from it, but it's just nice. A good example, one thing we didn't touch on in Social Network, and I'd just like to put it out there now, is we only stepped up on Justin Timberlake's acting. We didn't go on about how good Andrew Garfield and Jesse Eisenberg were as acting. And one thing I mentioned...
Which was I can't believe we didn't mention that during Social Network.
Apologies about that. They were fucking standout. No, if you look at Mark Zuckerberg, when I mentioned one thing, who do you root for? There was times in that where he's a dick, but you do root for Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, that's a good point. That film's also a great example of this exact same sort of thing where like you understand the character's a dick, but you kind of root for him anyway.
Yes.
And there's a great rule in screenwriting, I'm sorry, I can't remember who wrote it, that says if you want your character to be likable in a film, they need to pick the coffee out of the bin, which is like, it's an example. It's basically saying that if you need to be likable, even if they're a dick, you open your film with them, for example, going for a coffee, but like there being no coffee and they've just emptied the filter, so now they have to pick the coffee back out of the bin. They have to like have this sort of like self-deprecation. They have to go through a little bit of like relatable hardship. There's another thing called Save the Cat, where if you want your character to be likable, you have to have them save the cat, which is them picking the coffee out of the bin. You have to have them do something likable, which basically for him is that moment where he tries to be a bully to get what he wants. And then totally fails because he stays with the girl. He accidentally knocks into the pond or the puddle.
That's funny.
And
funny.
Even though he stays with her and he's like, I'm really sorry, I didn't mean to. She's still like, fuck off, leave me alone.
And then you don't see her again, do you, for the rest of the film?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. He never gets forgiven for that. So that's his moment of picking the coffee out of the bin. It's his moment of saving the cat.
There you go. I like them. Nice phrases then. I love that stop frame when she's going in, and he just knows she's going in, she's got the face out. And he's just like... It was really good. It's really good noise. And to go on to the girl, Jordana, which is an unusual name.
Sounds like a pizza place in Chicago.
I wouldn't know.
There's a famous pizza place in Chicago called Giordano's.
Ah, well, there you go.
The whole time through this film, I was just thinking pizza.
Yasmin Page. I thought they were really good. They had great chemistry together.
Yeah, like really unique chemistry.
Yes, because they were kind of like opposites, and yet they had... One thing I loved about their chemistry was the fact they're like looks to each other, and that end scene when they're in the scene, one goes forward and the other does, and they keep looking at each other, but they do it throughout the film. Yeah, and it's really, really cool.
She's like, again, she's a great example because she's so unlikable as a character, and yet you appreciate it. It feels genuine when she smiles at him.
Yes,
there's a few times where she does actually smile at him. It feels genuine.
Yeah, and that end scene though, when she's pissed off with him and she does smile, like. He takes a few steps and she does smile. Yeah. That was incredible. Yeah. That was really, really good filmmaking. So credit to you, Ayoade. Well played. But you think about the others, his parents as well. And one of my favourite actors as well, his neighbour with a fucking great mullet, Paddy Considine, did I say?
Yeah. Considine. Do you know what? I have to be honest. He was the one character that stood out to me as like...
He was.
I couldn't... I could do without him.
Like, he didn't have this much of a big role in it. Yeah. And he had his Paddy Considine voice. But I just like, I think he's a great actor, like, you know, Dead Man's Shoes and stuff like that.
Such a good film.
Yeah, but he's unreal. But I really like him as an actor. And when I saw him in the film, I was like, oh, I'm excited. He was like going on what you said. He said, I'm just going to double check this. Hello? That's going to be really bad. We had problems with the audio, so I just panicked there at the moment of, shit, are we, is this everything going on?
Again, if you've seen last week's episode, there's a bit where Andy has to come on screen and apologise because one of our mics cut out.
I just had a moment of fucking pure panic.
Naturally, this week we're a bit paranoid about it.
Our things. I just looked at the audio levels, and it's all the way over there, you see.
See, Paddy Considine, like, love him as an actor. The character, like, served an interesting purpose. He felt, to me, a bit out of place. Like, I felt like his
fit into that vibe,
style was a bit over the top. He felt a bit like a caricature at times.
Yes.
He felt like the only character that had maybe like walked off of the set of like a early 2000s sitcom. Like the mullet was a bit over the top.
Yeah, it was.
And like, I don't know. There was elements about him that were very, very animated, very characterish, and
he was the one I was least interested in. Yeah. Even his mum, who was a complete dick, I was more interested in. I was checking like her out because I've never seen her before. No, you know what I mean? Like, she had a brilliant smile, absolutely brilliant smile. But I think she's more of like a play actress. Like,
is she?
I like other films. Because I was looking, I was thinking, is she in any like major feature film stuff like that? She seems more indie and more play. And I thought it was great. If this is her, like, you know, first feature, I doubt it is. But if it is one of her first, she was really good. Like, she played a part really well. And
had Craig Roberts done a lot of acting before this?
He's done this is 2010, isn't it? He'd done quite a bit before Perks of Being Wallflowers. It was a different film. Before The Fundamentals of Caring, he did quite a bit before that. Right. This, I dare say, it was about 6 films. He has his own... I hope he becomes a new kind of Martin Freeman, but in his own way, because he has this great style about him. It's very... I really want you to watch The Fundamentals of Caring, because it's very similar.
Can we call him Frodo to Martin Freeman's Bilbo?
I quite like that, actually, yeah.
So Frodo Roberts.
No, we're not going to recreate Lord of the Rings. Nope. No.
Can I call him Frodo Roberts?
No, you can't. Now, the acting was superb, and just a shout out to his dad, Noah Taylor.
Yeah, I love like the kind of odd, quirky character that he is, and like it's a word we keep coming at, is quirky.
But it
this
is.
film is so quirky.
Well, look at Richard,
in a good way.
Look at Richard Ayoade. He's a very kind of quirky comedian, and I've only seen his on stage presence. I can't really say I've seen him in real life.
Yeah.
Because even in interviews, he hates interviews, and he interviews the interviewee. It's great. But I only see that kind of quirkiness from him, so maybe it's like instilled into this film.
What I thought was really interesting is that, like, given his way of delivering humour, and especially in stuff like the IT Crowd, I thought him as a director might have gone very kind of slapsticky, sort of cartoony in the way things delivered.
He doesn't.
They don't. Which maybe that was on my mind. I was thinking about Paddy Constantine's character.
Yeah.
Was maybe that was the one thing I was thinking that feels like too Richard Ayoade in the IT Crowd.
Yeah. Your name is Morris Morse, is it not?
Don't get me wrong, love the IT Crowd as well. But like in terms of making this film is like a step above in terms of artistic merit.
It really is. It's so artistic. Can you tell us what you're going to go on about sound?
Yeah. So the music. To be fair, I can't remember a great deal of the music.
There's some great music.
Are you trying to get to the timer?
Yep.
Okay, there you go.
Thanks for it.
So the music, there's some great choice of music in there. Do you know who did the music?
Oh, I was going to check who did the soundtrack.
Got him.
Go on.
So the guy who provides the vocals for it, I don't know if he's done everything in there. It's the guy from the Arctic Monkeys.
Really? Fuck off.
Yeah.
Fuck off. I can't stand the Arctic Monkeys.
No, me neither. And
Fucking well played.
Doesn't
What's
it
his
work?
name? What the fuck? Are you kidding me?
It totally works.
What the fuck?
I hate the Arctic Monkeys, and I hate the way like he does that kind of halfway between speechy, rappy sort of like delivery. I can't stand it. It's personal tasting. I know some people love it, but in this, it's way more like melodic. He sings it a lot more. It's
I thought it was like original soundtrack. What? Are you fucking kidding me? What's his name? Yeah, Alex Turner. That's it, Alex Turner.
Yeah, that's it.
Fuck off. Contributed 6 songs, right? Alex Turner, hands down, well fucking played.
Yeah.
Because honestly, no offense, but I don't like you for Arctic Monkeys, but superb. Whoa, no way.
I know. I couldn't believe that.
Thank you.
I heard it while I was watching it. Trivia time with Andy.
Which Andy?
I know, because it slips back and forth. I heard it and I was like, that sounds like the guy from the Arctic Monkeys.
I never got on.
And then I was talking to one of my students today about it, and then like I'd completely forgotten about the music. They're like, "What do you think of the music? It's the guy from the Arctic Monkeys." I was like, "Holy shit!" But it's so much better than the Arctic Monkeys.
Well, it was one of the best things about this film.
It just fits the tone of it. It sets the tone in a lot of it.
Yeah, like a lot of the times you have these. It goes into these shots where you just have music over. One thing I was going to go about the cinematography of the film.
Yes,
beautiful. Where you have the music over these lovely shots of the sea. It's in set in Wales, and a problem I thought at the start I was going to have a problem with the Welsh accent. I'm not a huge fan of the Welsh accent, sorry.
I was sad though. So when we started watching it, and I was watching with my fiancée Natalie, and she was like, "Where is this set?"
Proper Welsh, isn't it?
Because like he's got a Welsh accent, like the kid's got a Welsh accent. His dad's got an Australian accent. Or like a New Zealand
Kentish, I would say.
Accent. He's not sure. He's got like a Kiwi sort of twang to it.
Well, the only reason I say Kent is
very English.
Oh, she isn't she? Yeah.
So like it's like
mixture of.
If you just take those 3 characters, like where are we?
So, I'd like to. Oh, go on, Andrew. I'm well versed in this film. Sorry, it's a chin review joke. Sorry.
What?
I didn't show you that.
It's the guy who puts like eyes in his chin and
he goes,
does the Vindiluvians.
Oh, go ahead. I'm well versed in this book. It's not about the...
You ever seen the Vindiluvians from Red Dwarf?
No.
So they did this gag where they need to get out of a tough spot. Yeah. So they put on like the communications and like they stuck eyes to their chins and like create this alien race called Vindiluvians and like tried to talk the way out of these aliens attacking them. But yeah, the guy who did the chin reviews kind of basically took that and...
Oh, right. I like it. Well played. Cheers to chin review, if you've seen. The editing of this film.
Oh yeah, the way like it cuts away to these little...
There's some great editing.
Spin-off gags and stuff. And, yeah.
But it's not just that. Like, so in the way the shots come in, I know there's some example where before the chapters, at least the first 2 chapters, 1 and 2, the music comes in before he sets the red for the chapter, which is red. The chapter things are red. There we go. There's another redness. But there's some really good shots as well. There's some Going back to Scott Pilgrim, there was a scene I was on about where he was going down the stairs and he first sees Ramona, he starts talking and it goes to the band and it goes to them going to the gig. There was some shots like that as well. I thought the editing was quite some parts were quite fast-paced in the sense of Edgar Wright, but there was also some really, like I said, the cinematography that starts to lovely slow shots and stuff like that. Some Wes Anderson. Maybe like him.
Again, like it's great seeing someone who's on their first feature film out and is experimenting around with the format of like, how can I edit this? Like, let's use this red screen here. Let's cut away to these gags. He's just like, he's obviously having fun with what he can do with film.
Yeah.
That's awesome to see. So and then before we go too far off of we discussed cinematography a second ago, there's one thing I definitely want to make sure gets down here. It's because it's one of the most like beautiful scenes in the film. It's where
I think I know which one you go.
Jordana is going out with the kid whose name I can't remember.
Oscar.
Oliver. Oliver and Jordana are going out, and they go down to an industrial estate, and they're running around with like fireworks and stuff.
I'm so glad you said this scene.
It's just
I'm so glad.
You guys can see it down here, but it's beautiful.
Yes,
it's beautiful.
It's so well done. Like they use the fire as light and very minimal lighting and stuff like that. It's just like
if I remember right, that's when they're using some of the music as well.
Yes, it will be. It will be.
Out and using the music for it. Yeah, a great little montage scene of them just like building that relationship a little bit.
It's you were about Good Will Hunting, how it's like one of those films where just everything seems to work.
Yeah,
I think it's one of them, which for a debut is superb.
The one thing I'd hesitate on is some of the writing in it. I'm not as hot on.
Cool.
As a whole, it works, but I do feel it kind of just kind of ends. Like
I don't know. I think it's like a new chapter to his teenage years.
Yeah, I like that those two kind of like the resolution is them kind of getting back together, but we kind of knew that was going to happen from early on. Like he flags it. There's the gag again, the fourth wall breaking meta gag where he says, "I keep imagining the last scene where I run up to a woman and she turns around and it's not her."
Oh, that was cool. Yeah.
So like as soon as that was said, I was like, well, the last scene is now going to be you running up to her, and it will be her.
Yeah.
And then the storyline. I don't feel the storyline with his parents was ever resolved.
No, it wasn't at all. It wasn't. Oh yeah, I get my hand job.
Yeah, because
so unexpected.
She wakes him up to tell him that she gave the neighbour a hand job.
It's his dad that wakes him up. It's for okay, acknowledged.
And I get that, like maybe because the parents are weird enough that like they would be okay with that. But I think in terms of a real relationship, you know, when we're talking about like crazy, and we're like, this is a great example of reflecting a real mature relationship. If you were to consider that a real mature relationship, like giving someone else a hand job is not a good thing. They're not just going to go back to being happily married after that.
Well, it kind of leaves it like with time to go. You know, you've got a new step to go.
Yeah.
The hand job scene.
Yes.
It's his dad that wakes him up. I really like his dad, the relationship he has with his son, and the subtle like nod to like mental health issues going there. There's a lot of hints of depression. There's also good use of, for example, the lemon in the water to show that Oliver's depressed as well. You know, like he's getting down. And I think it for like.
Hang on. What lemon in water?
Well, he has it. His dad. You know, when he says, "Oh, you can tell Dad's depressed."
Oh, right. Yeah.
So there's two gags in this film. Gags, reused things. One is the lemon in the water, and you see Oliver when he splits up with Jordana and stuff like that. He drinks it, and then the other one is the sex with the lights. When after the hand job situation, he turns the light up because it's dim stuff like that. But it's just nice to see that out of film.
Yeah, definitely.
No, it's good.
And I love that along that line. There's a lot of stuff where, especially when he's not going to the hospital, he's doing all this exact same stuff his dad is.
Yeah.
You know, like that.
Yeah, he is.
Do you remember when we talked about Boyhood?
Yes.
And it was all about like how that character was built through like he's watching his parents interact and like learning from them. This is like exactly that same thing. Like kids do what their parents do.
Yeah.
Like okay, maybe he's a little old to be doing the mirroring your dad thing, but like it's a great way of showing how his relationship with his dad works.
And I think it's a really good relationship with his dad. I had a little thing for this film. It captures the true moments of growing up, more so than other films, more quirkily genuine and slightly nostalgic.
Thank you for joining us for Poetry Corner. If you would like to leave a comment below of a poetic nature, you can do, or you can hit us up on Twitter. Thank you very much for joining us next week, guys. Sorry, we'll be joining
ourselves.
We'll be doing Top Gun. A bit of that. So if you guys want to hit us up on Twitter or in the comment below, let us know what you think of Top Gun. Till next week, we'll see you guys later.